Dude, I just stumbled upon your channel and your Miata is awesome. Anything over 250 horsepower in a Miata is quite pointless. Could be faster if you stop making sandwiches between shifts. My stock ND1 has a faster 0 to 60. Oh god, it's like watching someone learn how to drive. That pedal you keep mashing to the floor, yeah, it has a whole range of movement between on and off. And the red line, try to change gears instead of...
What's going on, keyboard racers? It's ya boy Greg Peters with the Car Passion Channel, and I want everyone to grab those Xbox controllers so you can play along at home, because today I'll be taking the Miata out for more polls. Now, ever since that fateful day of wheel spin and slow shifting, the Miata has undergone a few key changes which are really going to help that 0 to 60 time. The main thing being going from a regular street tire to an R-Comp. That's the Nankang AR1. It's a 100 treadwear semi-slick that's really going to help the Miata get off the line. Another thing I did that's going to help those sticky tires work a lot better is reduce the negative camber in the rear from about -2 to -1. That will put more of the contact patch of the tire on the ground, again helping the car get out of the hole. I dropped the wastegate spring pressure from 15 pounds down to 10. It's another advantage of running the TurboSmart internal wastegate actuator is the tunability on that thing. Now what that really helps with is because my car is set up on boost by TPS, which means the throttle position really controls that boost level. If you run a 15-pound spring, 15 is the minimum amount of boost you can run. So getting the car out of the hole in first gear, obviously it's going to be easier running only 10 pounds of boost instead of 15. Now, that sounds dumb, like,
well, of course, your throttle controls how much boost the motor gets.
But it's not as simple as it sounds. My car, at 20% throttle, will make full boost and full power. But with some tuning, you can tell the boost controller, hey, if you're below half throttle, don't raise the boost at all, just leave it at spring pressure. When I go half throttle, I don't want all that horsepower. The reason I'm half throttle is because I only want approximately half of the power. So that'll really help get the car off the line as well. But the biggest setup change I made is I went from the Geshrag 260 transmission to the ZF transmission, and also changed out the factory Miata differential for a Cadillac differential. The biggest change there is the gearing. Now first and second gear are longer. Longer gears help 0 to 60 times for two reasons. Longer gears equals less torque equals more traction in each gear. Good. The other thing is because second gear is longer, I can now hit 60 miles per hour in second gear, negating the need for that 2-shift 0 to 60, which absolutely kills your times. And the ZF shifts a lot easier, so I'll be able to navigate that 1-2 shift a lot quicker. All right, enough blabbing. It's time to get the Miata out on the road and see what it can lay down. Do you guys have any predictions? Last time I took it out, I was only able to manage a 5.8 0 to 60 time. I'm hoping to do a lot better today. Let's go. Oh my God. All right, I want to get some runs in while the tires are still hot off the freeway. For those of you guys that are wondering about the technology that we'll be using today, I'm using something called a Draggy. If you want to learn more about this or why it is an accurate form of performance measurement, I'll go ahead and link a previous video down below explaining all that. My first try, 3.99 seconds. That's my first attempt at a real 60 on these tires. That was rad. Let's see if we can beat it, shall we? It does seem like I'm hitting 60 like right at the limiter. I want to make sure I'm not wasting any time having to bounce the limiter, you know, 2 or 3 times to actually hit 60. So I'm gonna raise the limiter to 8,000 just for these pulls. Normally I leave it about 7,800, but I mean, this is for the street cred and the YouTube fame, so frick it, we're bumping it up. Actually has so much grip now, I might be able to use launch control and it might actually help instead of hurting me, because it's been kind of interfering with the launches. I don't really want to break anything, but I think this thing's got a 3.7 in it. Let's give it a couple more tries. I think that's about all she's got. Yeah, if I did run after run after run, I could probably get it a little bit lower, but launching it like that repeatedly, it is pretty hard on the car. Now the V8 Roadster's Cadillac diff swap held up flawlessly, as you could see, just completely beating on it with sticky tires, so I'm stoked on that. I'll overlay the data on the screen right here. That's my fastest run, a 3.77. And there is one little thing I want to explain to you guys as well. Now, you didn't think you were getting out of a car passion video without some sort of explanation of something, right? There's a little something called the 1 foot rollout. See, most of the time when a magazine or other publication posts a 0 to 60, it includes what's called a 1 foot rollout, and that's where they do not measure the time it takes the car to travel the first foot. Anyways, it's something to keep in mind when you're looking up 0 to 60 times in a magazine versus actually taking your car out and doing it. It is always very difficult, if not impossible, to match an actual 0 to 60 time to a posted magazine 0 to 60 time. And as you can see from the screen here, my 0 to 60 with a 1 foot rollout was 3.59. So that's the number I would use to compare to like magazine specs of cars, but the 3.77 is what I would use as a real world 0 to 60 time. So just so you guys know, something to keep in mind. Now, I am leaving the cameras on because with all this quarantine stuff going on, the freeways are pretty empty, and it's the perfect time to try to go out and run that 100 to 200 kilometer test to see if I can get just a little bit quicker now that the car's got full traction in 3rd gear, and with the upgraded clutch, it makes the 3/4 shift. You know, I'm able to do it a lot quicker without clutch slip. And that's also why I was kind of having trouble launching the car, because I've never launched with this clutch before, and it's definitely more aggressive than the one that came out of it. Thing I'm concerned with, I guess it's kind of hard to see on the GoPro, is the rev limiter. I'm like right on the rev limiter at 200 kilometers an hour. It's like 78, 7900. There, I'm sure you guys can see that better now. So spark retard is basically what it does with the ignition, and it was on progressive retard, which means it'll slowly start pulling timing as you get closer to the rev limiter. And since I'm so close to the rev limiter in that run, I'm gonna turn the progressive retard off so it will run max power all the way to the limiter. I'm also gonna raise the rev limiter itself up to 8100, literally just for this run, okay? If I blow my car up RN, you guys are gonna know why I did, but I really wanna see if this thing can get any freaking faster. Oh, I did it. 6.7. Oh! 6.7, boys! Oh my god, that is fast. 0.2 of a second. I knew it could do it. I freaking knew this thing could do it. I knew it could do it. And I was looking at the little video display when I crossed the 200, and it rounds So it's actually 6.67. I'll put the telemetry on the screen right now. Can't wait to get nerdy on it and go back and look at my 6.9 and see where I made up the most time. It was, dude did it, what? It did a couple 6.9s, and I was worried that even though fourth gear is slightly shorter, which would give me an acceleration advantage, I am spending more time out of the power band, which is really above 7,500 or so. So I thought that was hurting it, but 6.67, I'm stoked on that. I'm gonna try a couple more runs, and I will see you guys back in the VVT studio. Okay, that was awesome. What a fun day in the Miata. Just absolutely beating the snot out of it, and it took every minute of it. So I'm glad to be able to show you guys what the car can actually do now that it's set up a little bit better. And for anyone that followed the Global Hairdresser Flex Off spreadsheet, I'll be updating all that information. I'll link that down below as well. And before I let you guys go, I figure at 100,000 subscribers, holy crap, I am just amazed, and it's such a good feeling. And I want to thank all of you guys, whether you just subscribed, whether you've been here from the beginning. Thank you guys for going on this journey with me. It has been so much fun, and we're not done yet. So anyways, I figure at over 100,000 subscribers, I'm supposed to have some kind of merch. So I've been working on a line of merch, which will all go on the website as I get it in, but I just received the first thing, which I want to show you guys. They're available right now. Hold on one second. You guys may have heard of someone called MF Rex on Instagram. He did some artwork for me of the Miata. Let me crack these things open and show you what they look like. So I got these decals printed, and I'm gonna be honest, when I ordered them, I thought it was gonna be like little paper decals, but these things are actually insane quality. Look at the gloss on that vinyl. And they're pretty thick too. Let me peel one of these. I thought they were gonna be way cheaper, but it's actually a really good quality piece. And the artwork came out rad. How sick is that? I'm so pumped. My car is forever immortalized in a decal. So if you do want to pick up one of these decals, they're on my website, thecarpassionchannel.com/store, and they are $5 free shipping. That is $5 shipped anywhere on the planet. And I only got a few packs of these things, and once they're gone, I'm not gonna have them made again. So if you want to get one of these rad little bad boys and support the channel, and I have more merch related type things on the way, which I'll be releasing in the store as I get them in. So keep your eyes peeled for that, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.